The story follows Gerry Lane, a former United Nations investigator, his wife Karen, and their two daughters, Rachel and Connie, as they get stuck in heavy traffic in Philadelphia, which is soon overrun by zombies. As chaos spreads, they manage to escape to Newark and find shelter with a couple and their son, Tommy. They are eventually rescued by a helicopter sent by the UN Deputy Secretary General, Thierry Umatoni, and brought to a Navy vessel in the Atlantic Ocean, where scientists and military personnel are analyzing the outbreak. A virologist named Andrew Fastbatch believes that the plague is caused by a virus, and the development of a vaccine depends on finding its origin. Gerry agrees to help Fastbatch in his search, after his family is threatened with eviction from the safety of the vessel. Gerry, Fastbatch, and a Navy SEAL travel to South Korea to investigate the origin of the zombie virus that has taken over the world. They land at Camp Humphreys, where the first report of zombies occurred, but they're attacked by zombies upon landing. Fastbatch panics and accidentally kills himself. The American soldiers at the base rescue the team, and Gerry discovers that the infection was introduced to the base by its doctor. He interviews an imprisoned CIA officer, who advises him to go to where Mossad managed to build a safe zone after learning about the virus before the outbreak. Meanwhile, Gerry's wife, Karen, attempts to contact him by phone, which attracts a zombie attack on their location. Unfortunately, only Gerry and the pilot manage to escape. In Jerusalem, Gerry meets Jurgen Warmbrun, a high-ranking official in Mossad, who explains that Mossad has intercepted communications from Indian troops fighting against zombies known as Rakshasa. Gerry is skeptical, but Warmbrun explains that the country has a policy of preparing for events that others deem impossible. Under this policy, the country managed to quarantine itself by building a large wall and allowing refugees to enter the city. However, the city is overrun when zombies breach the wall, after being attracted by loud celebratory singing from the refugees. Warmbrun orders soldiers to escort Gerry back to his plane, and on the way, Gerry notices zombies bypassing an old man and an emaciated boy. When one of the escorts, Sejun, is bitten, Gerry amputates her hand to prevent further infection. They manage to make it out of the city, aboard a commercial airliner. Gerry diverts the plane to a WHO facility in Cardiff, to test his theory that the zombies ignore terminally ill or severely injured individuals. However, a stowaway zombie infects most of the passengers and flight attendants. Gerry manages to eject the zombies by setting off a grenade, but the plane crashes. He and Sejun are the only survivors. They make their way to the Cardiff facility, where Gerry passes out from his injuries. 3 days later, Gerry wakes up and presents his theory to the WHO employees, suggesting they inject themselves with a deadly pathogen to camouflage themselves from the zombies. He sets out with the head doctor and Sejun to retrieve the pathogen, and Gerry proves his theory by injecting himself and walking safely through the zombie-infested facility. Gerry and Sejun arrive at a safe zone in Nova Scotia, where a vaccine is developed that can act as a camouflage against the zombies, allowing survivors to mount offensives and safely escape infected areas. Gerry is reunited with his family and friend Tommy, but the war against the zombies continues.